Hey everyone, here's Kitwana. We are still celebrating the 20th anniversary of Jurassic Park 3, which released into theaters back in 2001, last weekend, 20 years ago. And if you have seen my show last weekend, then you saw me featuring the Animatronic Spinosaurus, the biggest and most badass toy released by Hasbro for the Jurassic Park 3 movie. And as said, we are going to continue celebrating that anniversary today with another official Jurassic Park 3 toy by Hasbro, and that is the Alpha Pteranodon. Undoubtedly the leader of the pack, and also this also belongs to one of the bigger figures that were released for this movie. Comes in the same attractive, striking red packaging like the animatronic Spinosaurus. Right beside me you can see it's got the Jurassic Park 3 logo, of course the artwork of the Spinosaurus, one of the main protagonists of the movie, made by Hasbro, with the react attack functions we will take a look at later on. And speaking of the Spinosaurus, you can see the Pteranodon attacking a Spinosaurus on the back of the packaging. Other than that, not much more to say, but this very attractive open box design. As always, look for the mark of Jurassic Park, and that's what we will find on the figure itself. So I do not have to unbox this because I have a loose Alpha Pteranodon, right back from 2001, from my childhood, and we will find that Jurassic Park 3 logo underneath its wings. Very discreetly. I'm glad they did not place this on top of the figure. And what you can already see is the highly detailed molding. You can see the muscles leading into the wings, and an attractive dark blue coloring, various shades. This is a super nicely detailed figure. I can see it's got the legs as well. The relatively bulky body houses the screw holes and the speaker, thankfully located on the underside of this figure so that they are not too distracting from the beauty of this figure. There's the manufacturer info as well. And before you can start playing, you may have to install fresh batteries, even though batteries were actually included with this toy. But after so many years you may have to replace them, and you can easily do that by inserting 3 button cell batteries named 8076, that's the correct description for them. Insert those into the battery compartment and close the access door with a crosshead screwdriver. And then you're ready to go with your Pteranodon. Then you can enjoy its all of its playability features. But first we take a look at this wonderfully detailed figure, which isn't actually too far off a scientifically correct Pteranodon. Real-life Pteranodons had a wingspan of around 7 meters, around 20 feet. So this figure is roughly, very roughly, 1/10 scale. Of course it doesn't match up with all the other Jurassic Park toys, such as the large T-Rexes and stuff. So it is a bit out of scale, but still it is a very cool toy. This figure has a wingspan of around 58 centimeters, that's 23 inches, and its body measures around 9 inches, around 22 centimeters. And take a look at this detailed head. You can see a golden crest, very nice pattern, yellow eyes with a little bit of red around it, black pupils. Pteranodon is actually not a dinosaur since it flies. It is a reptile, and the name actually means the winged creature without teeth, and that's what you see when you open its beak. No teeth in there, just a nicely molded pink tongue. On a scientifically correct Pteranodon, the upper jaw would be a bit longer than the lower jaw. It is just a tiny little bit longer on this model. And then we pan across its body. The body is a bit too bulky related to the rest of the figure, but they had to do this in order to house the electronics and the flapping mechanism for the wings. You can see the dino damage found included here. I'd say I'm still not a fan of those. I never was a fan of any of these dino damage features. But on this figure, I would say this is one of the better integrations of these features compared to some other figures. And you can see the legs pointing out to the back. The wings are fantastic. They are made of a softer plastic than the main body, and you can see the wings nicely curved downwards when you lift up the figure. Hopefully you can see that here on camera. You can see the wings, the tip of the wings pointing downwards. And that brings us to the articulation of the figure. A real-life Pteranodon's diet was mainly fish and other creatures living in the water. So what it did, in order to catch this prey, it would dive down like this, but with the wing tips pointing back like this. And that's what you can simulate on these figures. You can spread out the wings entirely, or you can post them like this. And that's basically attack mode. So Pteranodon would dive down and swoop down like this with its wings peeled back. You can see they also nicely integrated the joints for that. And you can see the claws as well, right at these joints. The claws are not painted in a different color, but that's okay. They look very nice anyway. And another point of articulation is the head. You can turn the head actually 360 degrees around. But of course, realistically, it would only go to a certain degree to the left and right. That's a very cool feature on this figure. And of course, the legs can also be posed. They can point down like this, or you can point up like this. And what you already hear are the sound effects. This figure comes with 4 different sound effects. One of them can be triggered by pushing on the crest and opening its jaw. That is the attack sound, and it sounds really, really cool. can also trigger this sound by just lifting up the head a little bit, like this. Then the second sound we have by pressing the dino damage button, the white button in the dino damage wound. And that's another cool vocalization. I really wonder if pteranodons were able to vocalize at all. I didn't find anything online about it. Would be cool to know, but likely we do not know, even though there's a lot of fossil records of pteranodons, so this animal is very well researched. And then we have another neatly integrated button onto the top of its body, and that makes it flap the wings. Let's show this again closer. So you can hear when you press this button only for a short time, press it over and over again, you will hear a wing flapping sound. However, if you press and hold the button, then you can hear Pteranodon actually swooping down, diving into the water. Now this is really cool, although I like the attack sound best when you open its beak. This one's the coolest sound. So these were the 4 sound effects, and of course we want to see how well this figure goes together with other figures. We have the Spinosaurus here, the animatronic Spinosaurus we looked at last week. Check out that episode if you haven't seen it, the actual 20th anniversary episode celebrating Jurassic Park 3, and you can see that's really cool. Spinosaurus could actually bite Pteranodon into its neck, and that's what likely happened in real life as well. Pteranodon was likely prey to Spinosaurus, who lived in semi-aquatic environments as well. So these 2 top toys from Jurassic Park 3, they actually go together very well, and they offer a lot of playtime fun. And if you did not have the luck of owning an animatronic Spinosaurus, then we can bring in a more recent toy, and that's the Mosasaurus. And we know Mosasaurus likely preyed on pteranodons as well, since Mosasaurus was living in the ocean as well, and pteranodons flew over the water, of course. Now let's see if Mosasaurus is still hungry after it has already eaten today, and yes, so the pteranodon would fit very well in the Mosasaurus paw. And that's really cool how you can spend hours and hours of playing with these truly world-class dinosaur toys. So if you want to get your own Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon, there's unfortunately bad news. It's pretty rare. Boxed version. I found it a couple months ago for over $100 on eBay, and I just browsed around immediately before I was recording this video in July 2021, and I did not see one single Alpha Pteranodon, neither boxed nor loose. So they are rare. So I can only wish you good luck hunting one down. What you will find though is the repaint. There was a repaint version of the Alpha Pteranodon. Actually two repaint versions released in 2005 and 2004 actually as well for Hasbro's Jurassic Park Dinosaurs line. That's how the line was called. And basically the very same mold, the same sounds, just a different coloring. And when I looked this up on eBay, the boxed versions are even more expensive than an Alpha Pteranodon would be. These go for over $300 boxed. Any of the official Jurassic Park Pteranodon toys are rare, and that's simply due to the fact that these were the best ever Pteranodon models that ever released to date. I mean, even nowadays, I don't like the ones by Mattel as much as the original Hasbro figures. I've even seen the Mattel figures having teeth in their mouth, and that's definitely wrong. It's called Pteranodon for a reason. The winged creature without teeth. So interesting. These will always be the best Pteranodon figures for quite some time to come. Actually, I want to hang one from a thread and have it fly over my big 5th scale Chronicle Collectibles Tyrannosaurus Rex maquette, which you can see in the background. Original retail price for this one was $19.99 back in 2001, 20 years ago. So this has increased a lot in value. So that was it for the Pteranodons. And if you are a Jurassic Park Toys fan, then I invite you to continue to stay tuned to my show. Next Saturday I have a almost 1 hour long episode coming up featuring my entire collection of Jurassic Park toys from 1993 until today's Mattel figures. And that's something you do not want to miss. It's going to be a very long episode, and I'll make this a premiere next Saturday night, so you can chat and watch along with me and talk about Jurassic Park toys and share your memories. And I'm looking really forward to see you again for that episode next Saturday here on this channel. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye until then.